have been seeing this day for a long time. Excited to join you guys here live. I'm going to go over who I see as the election of winning. Those of you that don't know me, welcome in. I am Vicki Miller, medium, psychic, energy healer for people and pets, author of the book Manifest Anything You Want in 30 Days, and I have been doing predictions for over 20 years. It's a long time. And I've been seeing presidents and predicting presidents for over 20 years, and I've always been right. So we'll see. This is like the first year that is so interesting with everything. If you can always check out my podcast, which I always recommend, because coming on here, I can only say so much because they take me down a lot of times. So I'm hoping this one will stay up, fingers crossed, because every time I speak the truth, I get taken down and put in jail here online. So let's hope that this doesn't happen right now. I never know what the words are that trigger a lot of things in here, but we'll see. Okay. So if you go to my podcast, which there I can say whatever, and I talk about everything, taboo subjects and everything on there, and talk about a lot about predictions, just like I predicted the hurricane happening here in Sarasota. I do a lot of those, and also great energy tips and a whole bunch of good stuff. Great information on there. So go to Spotify. It's called Magical You, Big You, Vicki Miller Show, and that's where you can find a ton of information, and they can't take me down there. I don't think. I haven't been taken down yet. So we're going to talk about this election. What a big, powerful day. I even feel the energy in the air. It's been like, whoa, like just a crazy day. So here in Florida, it looks like it's getting ready to rain. We have some storms coming up. And of course, I start to tell you guys this. No, Ivy. And of course, my puppy she just took a pin. Sorry. If you guys don't know Ivy, let's show you Ivy. Do you see Ivy? Is she not cute? Okay, she's my puppy, so we'll see. She's usually really good until I come on live, and then I come on live and she gets kind of naughty. She's only one. So let's first talk about this election and just the energy. Hey, Megan, I see some of you guys coming here live. Veronica, Megan. Oh, good. There's a whole bunch of you guys. Oh, I'm so happy you guys joined me live here. Normally I'm on Facebook, but I'm going to do more on here, and make sure to subscribe and like this video here too, because I will be giving you guys more predictions. And I'm also going to be doing once a month a healing, sound healing bath. I started that for Milton, and it was so lovely. And I really do believe all your prayers and all the healing out there that we did, I really do believe we knocked it down a couple categories, because I do think it was going to be 4 or 5. And I mean, it would have been insane if it was. I'm hoping. Ivy. All right, so I'm just going to have that. Yeah, you can feel the energy too. Yeah, so knowing that energy is contagious. I just came off Sarasota Yacht Club. I did a Manifesting Mimosas workshop right before here. The energy is so amazing because we had a fabulous time there. And letting you goddesses know, I'm doing a goddess workshop in Sarasota Yacht Club if you guys are local. I've had people fly in before too. That's December 7th and 8th, and you can find out all the information on vicki-miller.com, because we do have really high energy, and as we're moving forward to next year, and this brings me to the election. So back in 2020, I said I do not see an election. Of course, Ivy, okay, honey, mwah, love you. Okay, go lay down. So back in 2020, I saw that there wouldn't be an election here. And I still don't believe, like I was asking, I'm like, what does that mean? And that's what I'm going to talk about today, because today is the election day, obviously, and we got to be before. Hey, Marianne. Oh, good. Seeing some of you guys. Thanks for saying hi. Thanks for coming here live. So, you know, what I saw of the election, and I couldn't put a finger on it. I'm like, I just don't see an election. I just don't see the typical election. And I still don't feel an election. And so when I read into the energy of things, you know, a typical election was back in the day. I'm going to say back even 8 years ago, because they've been rigging our elections for many years, as all of us know. You know, it would be this big to do, and they would do all the votes. They would do it one day, not like you couldn't pre-vote. Hey, Darlos, you couldn't pre-vote and everything. So, you know, back in the day, that was a true election. That was an election. The elections now, you know, I've always known they're rigged. And I've talked about this if you listen to my podcasts and stuff too, is the government is, we've always, of course, of all time, she was fine. And now, Ivy, of course, she's going to be like a little kid and want my attention, so I might have to grab her. So we have the election that there's a couple different things I want to stress today. Is number one, the election of the old days is going. Like, it's no longer, as we know that we can pre-vote. There's so much stuff going on right now with the hurricane that happened. There's so many things that the true election can't necessarily happen like it did, and they're so easy to be rigged. And this brings me to the political side of everything, because I have been doing readings for 20 some years and have been thousands of people and politicians and pretty much everything, every world. And I will tell you, yes, yes, Daniela. Yes, Ivy is definitely feeling this energy. I had some people tell me about their horses, and animals are huge on feeling energy. So and energy is contagious. So we have this day of everybody being kind of stressed and on edge, and we have two sides. And that was the other thing I was going to talk to you guys about. We have the Democrats and the Republicans, total different, 50-50, right? And so much judgment, so much opinion, so much anger. There's a lot of anger going on right now, right? So when you're in that energy, it's contagious and it's going to go to everyone. Hey, Joni. So we're feeling that high, and a lot of you are going to get mad at me here, but it doesn't matter. Whoever the president is, it doesn't matter. They're both evil. Like, I don't know if evil's the word, but all politicians, the energy of a politician, and I'm not going to say, I know there's some good guys out there, I'm not going to say that, but the overall energy of the political energy is a system where there is hiding a lot of things. Look at lobbyists. Lobbyists will sneak things in, right? And they do this while you're looking at, they will start a media, this big thing over here, and then we'll look over there, and then they'll sneak something in. Oh, today this got passed. And it's like, how did that get passed? Right? So I've been working with politicians. I've been on the back end. I've done readings for many people and seen everything on all ends. And the whole thing, it's sleazy. And every single one does the same thing. It's the same energy. So just like you cannot hang out with, it's like hanging out with somebody that cheats. If you hang out with a cheater, some level you are condoning that cheating, and some level you're a part of that energy. It's the same thing. Some people get caught, some people don't. I hear things on both sides. Oh, this person does this person doesn't this. It's seriously all the same poison. It's just different energies. It's different on what you align on. And the president is really just a puppet. The president doesn't really rule the United States. The higher energies of money, which we all know, black, I'm not going to say all the names here because I'm scared they'll take me down if I do, and the other one starts with Van, they own pretty much the whole entire world. So money owns the world. So the presidents are really just this puppet, and I've been seeing this for years. Probably I'm going to say the past 12 years more than ever before. The presidency is really just a big gimmick. They already have it. They already have who they're going to launch. They already have the whole thing, but we go through the whole process. Whether you believe this or not, I don't care. But I'm just sharing with you some aha moments that a lot of you will be like, yeah, we have to know this, right? You have to know that the political scenery and energy is very sleazy, and it's all a system. And this brings me to the next thing I want to talk about is a system. So we've been in a system from beginning of times, and we've been in Pisces times. And those of you that know astrology or don't know astrology, you're going to learn some stuff here right now, and as we move forward into the new world. And this is a part that's going to trickle down to the government, and this is why I'm coming on here. So we have the Pisces times, which Pisces we've been in pretty much our whole life. It's been before Jesus times. Pisces times is ego and materialism. Did I say that right? Materialism. So we have ego, which is dictatorship, which is masculine male energy, Both women and men have the masculine male energy. It's on our right side. It's the action centered, and it's go center, right? And when it comes to ego, I hear this in spirituality a lot, like ego is bad. we're humans. We need ego. Ego actually gets us further into life. If we had no ego and we had no drive, then we would never ever evolve or get into a new energy of our life. So we do need ego. We need both our masculine role and our feminine role. And so we've been in this whole energy of war. And think of religion, the two things that separate people, and especially right now, religion and politics. I mean, the political separation right now that I've been seeing is just astronomical. Astronomical. And back in the day, you used to be able to be friends with the opposite. You know, if you were a Republican, you could be a Democrat, vice versa. And now it's just getting crazy. I watched the movie Reagan and it was so good. And Reagan used to be a Democrat, then he turned Republican. I didn't know that. And I was like, wow, that's a thing, because these days that just doesn't go. But we started the whole big Washington D.C. actually karmically too. So let me go back to Pisces years and let me go back to 2024. So 2024 energetically, this year is all about karma clearing and non-attachment. So karma is coming up for every single one of us and it's clearing out. So obviously if you've been good, karma's going to be in your favor. If you've been bad, truth's coming out, karma's going to kick you in your ass. And so we're going to see and we're already seeing this. We're seeing this in Hollywood with the sex trafficking, and you're only going to start seeing more of that. The breakdown of all systems also is Hollywood. Hollywood's a big one, and I've been saying this for a couple years. This is the year, and we've already seen the movies change. I mean, I love movies, and I don't have a movie to go to anymore. It sucks. There's no movies out there. But we're only going to see the downfall of this, because the most of the Hollywood scene, most of the celebrity scene is in an energy that is karmically not a good energy. And we're already seeing this. We're seeing the sex trafficking, and you're only going to continue to see a lot of gurus, a lot of people in Hollywood, politics, everywhere, where it's going to be shown to us. We're in Scorpio season now, which is November, and November is all about Scorpio. I have a Scorpio moon. I know all about Scorpio. That deep darkness stuff is going to come out. The secrets are going to come out. The truth is going to come out. The shadow side of us is going to come out. Truth within our life, but also truth within the whole entire world. So right now during the election, because I'm going to bring it back to the presidency, we have all of this amazing energy coming in to shift out the dark energy, the evil energy, because within all of us lays good and bad. We all have ego, right? So it's all that energy. And so we're having this time right now, and if you're in the political scene, you know, I've done many readings for the political people, and it's all the same thing. They're all doing the same thing. You're in that energy. They're cheating, they're stealing, they're lying, they're having sex. It's all the same thing. For anybody to be in that energy at some time, they may go in there being good. They may go in there, you know, not wanting to partake in the evilness, but it's what's going to happen is eventually it's going to overconsume them, and they're going to be somewhat in it. Now, you know, each person to a different way will be in it, but they kind of have to be, because they're going to be told what to do, because seriously, they're just puppets. So when they come in, you know, they're not thinking they're puppets. They're not thinking that. They may come in as a good person and think like, yeah, I'm going to make a change. I'm going to do something. I want to do this. And most likely too, who wants to be president? Like, that's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of ego. They don't get paid shit. Like if your life on the line, you have to be paying me gazillions. Like, I'm not just going to do that, right? So if you think about it, there has to be some ego manipulation in there, right? There has to be some ego things to be the president. And I know you guys all, I hear it all the time. Oh, Trump and the dictatorship and Hitler and all this stuff. And it's like, seriously, they're all the same. And Trump gets in, he's not going to be Hitler. He's not going to be a dictatorship. It's not going to be any of that. That stuff is in the past. It's not the new world. Now, we're moving into now a time of all systems being broke down. So the old system of Washington, D.C., was a system. Government is a system. You are within a system where Congress, the judgment, the political, the president, the lobbyist, is all a system, and we have to be within this judgment of a system. And it was actually back in 1800s, I think it was, and it was built by slaves. And back to karmically, this is the karma years. So all of the slaves, the time of the slaves, right? The time of that energy, that era, is karmically, and we have slaves in all colors. So I'm not saying one thing or another here when it comes to that. All colors. I mean, you want to go there. Look at women. Women were, black people were allowed to vote before women. Go check that out, okay? So back in the day, women weren't allowed to own property. You know, we were a dowry. I just was up in New England at my goddess retreat, and we were looking at the gravestones, and back, like it was in like 1841, they had on the gravestones of pretty much who the property was. The woman was a property too. It said wife of or daughter of, like the woman couldn't stand out in herself. So that's a whole nother topic, but I just want to make sure you guys, stress you guys this enough. So we have this karma that's clearing, and a part of this is the system of the political system as we move forward. So we're evolving, we're changing, we're shifting, and now the reason why is also Pluto. Pluto is moving into Aquarius times. We have Aquarius and we have Pisces, total different energies. Pisces was war, ego, Jesus, which is religion time, and masculine male time. So that was the ego. That was for 2,000 some years. So that was the energy of the environment. So of course that is going to ripple out into all areas, and that's going to be the system. Now let's look at systems, and I will go a little bit deeper here than political, because we have all systems. We have the system of education. School's a huge educational indoctrinated system, and it keeps us poor, it keeps us small. When you go into a school system, I have 5 children. Yes, we have to do school. I mean, it's one of the things. There's many subjects that you take that you do not need, but the old system, which is now falling away too, so we're outgrowing all of these systems. The old system was you would go to school and you go to college and you leave college with $100,000 in debt. Who does this go to? This goes to the government. Money system. Look at the system as children, as vaccines, you as the healthcare system. And I have a great podcast on the healthcare system too. You have to go to my podcast on that because I know they'll take me down. Healthcare system is $1 billion industry, and it's $1 billion industry on vaccines, on how they sell you into fearing things to get something, to overcome something that isn't there. It's $1 billion industry, and they start this as children. I actually was talking to a nurse about this, so it kind of blew my way, because I was like, yeah. The nurse was telling me, she's like, yeah, it's all a system. She's like, you start as a young kid, a little baby, as a wellness, and you got to go into your wellness check, you know, to get the job. And it starts as this whole big system, and now we got you in as a money system. Absolutely. All of these are systems, rather. And we're bought into these systems because we start having a belief system that this is what the system needs to do, and that's what the structure of the systems are. And we also have a money system. So all of these systems, all of those that I just talked about, start this month. Well, this whole year is a wrecking ball just coming down, clearing out these systems. And a part of this system is the government system. We're also going to see the money system this month too, because we have a Taurus full moon. So we're moving into Pluto. So Pluto is moving into Aquarius. So Aquarius, total different. Aquarius are freaking rebels. They think outside of the box and very technology savvy. And if you don't already know how much technology right now is with AI, I mean, AI is just taking over. We're only going to continue to see that evolve and grow. So why would we think, as human beings, especially right now, how much we've evolved with computers and electronics and the whole way things are now, why would we think we would still move in the same system and it would just be like that the whole rest of our life? And why wouldn't we think that we would outgrow the old system and that we could still sustain in the same system? There's no way we can sustain in the same system that we've been. We've also have millions of people, where when we first started the government system, we had like 100 people. And, you know, I'm over exaggerating here, but we had a smaller system to contain those people in. Those systems are gone forever. And so the system now, which brings me to where we're at now on this high energy day, as the energy continues to increase, as we're only going to continue to evolve as human beings, but also we're moving into the energy of Aquarius times. So this means all systems are going to be broken down, every single system. We even moving in, and I just did a podcast on this on November, December, moving into 2025. moving into next year is just going to look so much different. The whole other thing with Pisces time was materialism. It was a material time. I'm sure many of you guys remember, because I was a part of this. You know, I had that big house and it was all about getting bigger, all about getting more materialistic and keep up with the Joneses. And I remember like moving away to that. I'm like, oh my God, I'm just so over keeping up with the Joneses. And, you know, we were all in this materialism. And then, 2020 happened, and then we started realizing, oh, this just really isn't really serving us. Like, what's really important to us? These clothes, this house, this thing, it's just really not, it's just fluff. Well, that is what we're moving away from, which, hallelujah, we're moving into an energy system. And, you know, I've been teaching manifesting. My book's called Manifest Anything You Want in 30 Days, which was from 2013. I've been talking manifesting in frequency, which is now the whole big buzzword. I've been teaching this for 25 years. And people would look at me back there like, what are you talking about? Well, now this is it's the new way of living. It's like the buzzword right now. And so we're only going to continue into this new energy. It's an energy world. So this leads me to the president. Not only is it going to be here in the United States, but we do know that United States ripples out to the whole entire world. We're going to see a change in dictatorship, because dictatorship, what do you see for the money system? I'll answer that in a minute. Okay. So dictatorship is masculine male. It could be a female too, because we all have masculine energy. I used to be very masculine energy. Masculine energy is, you know, very independent and doing things. So that dictatorship is a form of ego, masculinity, and Pisces times. So dictators are going to be leaving. Also, the other thing is big box stores. I've already said this a while ago of the malls. I even see some change coming up in Amazon. I'll have to channel that another day, but I even see some major big box stores collapsing too, because that's a system. So the political system of masculine male, egotistical, and not saying that a woman can't be that, because that is definitely, we're moving into a new way of being. How's that? Because I don't even like calling it a system. So that wrecking ball is coming into our whole entire election. It's coming into upheaval. Upheaval has to come in order to get change, right? That's what war does. War comes in to get change. You know, so things are going to get more tense. Things are going to get more separated before they come back together and align together. And so there has to be upheaval, riots, craziness. And this is where I'm coming to this new system. Anytime we have a new and change, people freak out. And you're going to have a really hard time, I'm going to tell you right now. The other thing about this year is letting go of attachment, letting go of the past, meaning, oh, back in this day, this is how I did it. You know, I mean, we already see it with the kids. The other part of the systems are now is we were raised in people-pleasing years. I'm 54, so I'm going to say other people that are, I'm going to say about like 35 and up was people-pleasing years. Now it's the truth years. So now if we don't know the kids, it's all about speaking our truth. It's the truth. We no longer are people pleasers. Those years are gone. Those years are a part of the system year. And so, you know, back of people pleasing years were the years of, I have to give to you, I have to do this, I have to share, we're raised this way, right? And back to a system. I mean, we started this in school. We had to get this and this and this to get, you know, a sticker. That's a system. That's a belief. That's a way to get something. That's a people-pleasing year. So now it's the truth years. You cannot hide anything. It will come out. It will come out in your life. It's going to come out globally. And this is why I'm telling you right now, you're going to see so many people, celebrities, all kinds of people coming out in the next, now this is just starting now. So we're just easing into Pluto. Okay. So we're easing into Aquarius times. Pluto is going in this month. So we're going to start seeing a lot of change within the world. And a lot of change means there's going to be a lot of breakdown. That wrecking ball is coming in right now. So this brings me to the presidency. No matter who the president is, it doesn't matter. I know the other day some people were arguing with me. It only matters if you dive into it and allow it to matter to you. Do you know, I've heard my whole entire life, whoever the president is, oh, they're a bad president. They did this, they did that, I mean, my whole entire life, whoever is happy with the president, they're never happy with the president. But if you allow it to affect you, then absolutely it's going to affect you. But they are the puppet. But this is a really cool time to see this. I'm so excited for this. So excited to see this system, because the system is being broken down. We're no longer going to see United States as the way the United States was. Okay. So that means we had this system, we had the United States, we had the government, we had a president, and the president got to say a lot of things, and supposedly the president's up here and being the person in charge. He's not, but supposedly he, she, whoever is the president in charge, right? So, Marianne, I just briefly saw your questions, and I'll take your guys' questions at the end, but please come back at the end because I won't remember them because I'm channeling too. So we have the president, and the president is the one. So the breakdown of United States, and you can go listen to my podcast about this because I go much deeper into this. So, and especially United States. So we're going to talk about karma. United States still is the richest country. It's also LA, Hollywood was a big, you're welcome to Tabitha. Hey, Joy. Hey, seeing you guys now. So also, LA, the Hollywood scene, karmically, you're going to see so much sex trafficking that's been around for many years. You're going to see so many of those things come up. And so with that, that's karma. So United States this year, karma is clearing the most. So there has to be a breaking down of our systems for a new USA to rise. And already look right now at USA. I mean, I lived in California. I just moved back to Florida for many reasons. Not a fan of Newsom, tell you here right now. No way would I ever go back. And we're going to see this continuing breakdown of blue states and red states. I mean, they're night and day. I've been living at both. I align with a red state. So my suggestion to all of you right now is whoever you align with, get there. Don't bitch about your governor, get to the state, because we are going to see a breakdown of the whole United States. We are not going to see a president. We're going to see a person that comes in, and I'll tell you this here in a minute. We're going to see a person that comes in that starts maybe as the president, or maybe, I'm still not even feeling that. Maybe. But the Congress is not going to listen to them. A lot of other people are not going to listen to them. And this is when I see the United States breaking down. This is when I see states pulling out of the USA. So we're going to see definitely Florida. And I just heard this the other day that there was a strike. The strike for the shipping strike. You guys know about that. I'm pretty sure you know about that. So there was supposed to be a shipping strike. And then, Biden okayed it, especially after North Carolina. Don't even get me started on Biden. And Biden's dead. He's been dead. So I think that's going to come out too. But anyways, so he okayed it. And then I heard that DeSantis came in and said he's going to do the National Guard, and he's going to leave the ports open. Okay. And then he got the ports open, and then Biden overturned and changed his decision. Since when have you ever seen this happen? Whenever have you ever seen a governor over Trump, or I don't even want to say the word over Trump, but exchange an energy, or exchange an idea, or exchange something, and then the president follows? You haven't ever seen that. Like, that's just not a thing. And if you listen to my podcast back in 2020, I predicted the sickness. I don't want to say it here because they take it down. I predicted that sickness in 2018. It's called What's Coming in Dragon Years. You can check out that podcast. And I said then that governors are going to start having more say-so of states. So what is going to happen is nobody is. Yeah, exactly, Marianne. So what's going to happen is we're going to start seeing these states that are going to start having more say, and the governor coming in and start having more say. And then, yes, I'm a fan of DeSantis too. That's one of the reasons why I'm here in Florida. So whatever you are in, because I've been in California and I've been here, I align with here DeSantis. If you don't align with your governor, no matter where you're at, okay, I'm just going to tell you, get to the place in the United States, if you live in the United States, because we're going to see a lot of people leave the United States. If you live in the United States and you are wanting whatever you align with, the healthcare, there's a lot of stuff there, right? So we're going to see the states pull out and have their own rules and laws, and the governor is going to have the say of that state. So I do see some states, like the blue states. I do feel I was just doing a reading on somebody in California the other day, and I saw, I lived in both Northern California and Southern California. And there's a people out there that live in California, or maybe you don't know. It's total different, like total different energy, total different people, total different everything, and yeah, they should totally be broken up because California is so big. So I see parts of California emerging with parts of Oregon and Washington. I was talking to him about this, and I see them kind of merging up to be their own. And then I see like blue states, certain blue states, and I actually see them coming over with Michigan too. So we're going to see this whole map of United States not be United States. I don't necessarily know yet what it's going to be called or what it looks like, but when it comes to the presidency, this is all I feel perfect on however it's meant to be, because it's going to happen no matter what. No matter who's the president, it's going to be a breakdown of United States. They're all evil, all the same. Some get caught, some don't. Pick your poison, right? And yes, yeah, Marianne. So it's going to break down. It's going to create riots. I am going to tell you this. You're going to see a lot of people pissed off either way, right? You're going to see a lot of people, you know, trying to do their opinion and back to an opinion with people. Everybody has a right to opinion. Just because your opinion doesn't mean you need to force it on another person or hate another person because they don't have an opinion. That's what just really surprises me with religion and politics, is how people try to force it on somebody else. Whatever your beliefs are, whatever you align with, that's what you align with. Like, so be it. If you align with something different with me, I don't care. That's what you align with. So don't try to force that on another person, and don't hate another person because of that. And we're going to see this indefinitely. Can't stress this enough. I remember when I moved to Florida, this lady that was a spiritual lady, I was doing a spiritual fair, and she bitched and moaned the whole time about DeSantis. And I watched her energy change. Okay, this is where I'm telling you, they will only affect you if you allow it to affect you. She bitched and moaned so much, and so much anger was just spewing out of her. And I just looked at her and I said, "Why are you living here?" Like, just point blank, why are you living here? And I can't stress this enough moving forward. Instead of bitching and complaining, go to where you thrive, because that is what's going to happen. And we're only going to see the governor have more say. We're only like when I lived in California, all the stuff that Newsom was doing and the crazy stuff going in the schools, I don't align with any of that. Whether if you align with it, great. Not my thing, not my jam, not doing it. And so that was a part of me too. It was getting me angry, and I don't really even know anger. Like, that was the first time I've had the feeling of anger, and it was pissing me off. And it just is amazing me. But energy is contagious, and you got to remember this. So what did I do? I took action. So instead of complaining, take action. And I see this all the time with everything in life too. And as you know, people bitch and complain, but they don't do anything about it. Like, quit bitching and complaining and do something about it. So I can't stress this enough right now, whether you're for guns, not for guns, for abortion, not for abortion. I mean, there's so many things up there, right? Do where you align, and I would get there now, because I see a breakdown of United States, and I feel that the blue states are going to come together. Some of them I see, like California, Oregon, Washington, coming over to Michigan, probably parts of Michigan, because there again we have different governors, or we have different senators in the states. So you're going to have this different energy in certain places, and this place is going to go to another state, and it's going to be there. Yeah, so Kenya just said no matter who comes out of this, point is yes. Well, I know who's going to come out, and this is what I'm getting to. Okay, yes, what I believe is going to come out. And Kenya, you'll remember this too, because I remember telling you this a long time ago. So my big thing is United States is going to break down. No matter who becomes president, isn't really going to be president. We're going to see a breakdown of the whole United States, and I don't see Congress listening to them. I don't see people listening to them. I see rules and laws trying to be enforced that they're not going to listen to them. I see them being walked all over, and we're going to see a lot of riots. I would definitely be places that you want to be, that you feel safe. I also see a lot of food shortages, things like that. So just be on alert. Be on alert. And I don't want to put any fear into anybody, but I want to, hey Deborah, I want to just let you guys know everything's going to change. The whole entire world is going to change with this Pluto moving into Aquarius. So this is kind of like destiny. It's fate. It doesn't matter what, it doesn't matter. It's fate. It's all going to move. The other thing is truth is going to come out, and we're moving into the femininity, which is we're moving into receiving. We're moving into, even men have a feminine side. We're moving into the receiving side. So no more people in Michigan. We have enough here. No, I'm not saying that at all. If you align with that, then great. So we're going to continue to see this trickle of the system, but it's going to happen fast. In the old days, it could happen like, I don't know, like 10, 15 years. Now it's going to happen within weeks. And we are in the energy of this new destruction coming down. I literally see Washington, D.C. Like, I literally see, it's already has been. People haven't even been living there or staying there. They've been staging everything. They've been videoing, you know, they've been at home wherever they're at. And they haven't even been in Washington, D.C. So Washington, D.C. is definitely going to be torn down. I heard right now, too, there's a whole big thing there. You know, so I definitely feel that that's going to be taken down. The way United States looks is going to change both literally. I also see weather coming in here too. So they have been modifying weather forever. So that's going to get more intensified. Oh, little side note here, because I was just channeling the other day, and I have that on my podcast. I see a lot of the Ring of Fire coming along. I see major earthquakes and fires out on the West Coast going up the Ring of Fire. And while I was seeing that, I'm like, oh, Louisiana. And then I just heard the storm. So I guess I don't know. And I guess the water now, or the weather's going up there. The tropical storm's going up there. But I think it's going to hit Louisiana. So those of you in Louisiana, be prepared, because that kind of came in 4 days ago when it wasn't even nowhere near of there. So I'm feeling that that's going to happen. So we're going to see this cleansing of the earth too, as Pluto moves into Aquarius. Not only is it going to be system-wise on the outside, it's going to come from within. So we're going to see a lot of weather disruptions. And the weather is going to be more intensified. I see fires, I see earthquakes, I see tsunamis, I see flooding. And this is going to happen worldwide because it's a cleansing and purging of the earth. Listen to your intuition. The other thing that's really cool during this time, love it, is our crown chakra is going to be so big. Those intuition hits, the dreams, all of those things are going to be like this, right? Energy's contagious. I'll go over more of that on my podcast because I see some glitching coming in the electrical system and stuff. So make sure to check that out on Magical You, Vicki Miller, on Spotify. I go over a lot more on that. So when it comes to the political stance or the presidents, this is who I'm seeing, or this is what I'm getting, okay? I am getting that Kamala Harris is going to be the president. I know a lot of you guys are going to be what? I do not see Trump being allowed. When I say that, I feel they will do whatever needs to be done to keep Trump out. I see that she will come in, and I definitely feel Trump is the true winner, but I definitely feel there's no way with rigging and all that stuff that can happen. Even when I was tapping into the reading of this, I saw that all the states are already or I'm not going to say all, I'm going to say Florida is the first, and Texas. Texas, though, may take a little bit different because most California people moved to Texas. So now the energy there has shifted. But I will tell you, Florida, DeSantis will not allow any rulings that are going to come in and trickle down. So this is where I feel it's going to be the ripple into United States. So when she does, and is what I'm seeing, is she becomes president, I already feel like she is, because they've already stated she is. Like, they're starting to put the energy toward her, and it's a back to being rigged. All president elections really are rigged, so it doesn't really surprise me. So I see her being there. I feel either through Biden dying soon. I think he's already dead, but I think they're going to come out literally and say he's dead. He's been dead for a long time. They've had so many stand-ins. It's pretty funny. But anyway, so that's him. And then I feel that, there's going to be a lot of controversy. There's going to be a lot of anger. There's going to be some riots. And I don't feel Congress listening to her. I don't feel people listening to her. And then this is where the breakdown of the United States is going to happen. Obviously, we're going to have a lot of happy people, but then you're also going to have this bigger division. And especially because I feel she's going to try to pass a lot of laws and a lot of rules that I already see getting ready to be started. I already see them here. Like I see them here. And then the minute she's going to hurry up and try to pass these rules and laws. A lot of these rules and laws are going to take away our right of power, just like guns, different things like that, that they're going to try to get in there. And then this is when you're going to get the big uproar from people. Like, there's no way you can take away guns from gunslingers. Like, there's just no way. So I see that this is, yes, Marianne, I know, but it doesn't matter because nobody's going to listen to her anyways. And even if, like, this is all meant to be how it's meant to be. Because if people listened to her, then we wouldn't have a breakdown in the United States. Or if it was Trump, then we wouldn't have a breakdown of the United States. So do you see what I'm saying? It's all happening perfectly the way it's supposed to be. So we see people are not going to listen. And then this is when I see United States breaking down. And I see that, I know, Veronica, maybe I'm wrong. I've never been wrong in presidency. Maybe this time I'm wrong. Could be wrong. Hey, we'll see, right? But I saw the back end there, and I saw when I was tapping into the energy here, I'm tapping in right now too. This is why I'm looking to the side. I see DeSantis already here getting a National Guard or getting people ready, and breakdown has to happen. Yeah, none of it matters. What is it to be is to be. Yes, totally agree. Yes, but so many people put so much emphasis in this, and that's what I'm telling you. Don't let it affect you. If you put so much energy into it, it's only going to affect you, right? And then that energy is contagious. Because seriously, whoever's the president, have you not been fine throughout your whole entire life right now? And the best energy you can do is be in control of yourself anyways, is grow your own food, be self-sustaining, don't have to lean on the government. Like, take control of your life, quit making other people in control of your life. Like that's my whole thing is like, why would you look for them to take care of yourself anyways? You're always in your biggest control when you're controlling yourself, right? But I am going to tell you, I would get to the state that you align with, because the states that are going to be coming out, the states of Florida, I see coming out. I see even the military. I don't know how this looks though with money too, because think of it. Is moving up Kansas the best move for me? I'm in Central Florida now. It's wherever you align to. I think I'm happy I'm in Florida. Very happy I'm in Florida. But the only other concern I have about this is the weather modification, because they have been doing weather modification for a long time. So there could be more storms that are much more strong to control and do different things too, especially to go against DeSantis, because I do feel there's a lot of edginess there going on right there, but I do feel that he's not going to put up with anything. I see Texas pulling out, and then I see kind of like the breakdown of United States. Now, I think this is going to happen faster than what we think too. People, it used to be 5 to 10 years. I'm going to say within 2025, we are going to see a little bit uglier before we see it better. And we're going to see the breakdown both weather-wise and literally wise. My question is, and I've been trying to tap into this more, is so and I'm sure the more the time goes and this comes to the surface, is I will see more with this too, especially right now, because the energy is so crazy. It's all over the place, where before it was more settled in there. Hey, Katie. And now it's just energetically all over the place. I'm sure you guys have felt this, like time speeds up, time stops, time just goes slow. It's just like, oh my God. And I do believe a part of this is CERN. You guys heard me talk about CERN, CERN. Check it out, because it's crazy what CERN does. It's looking for guide particles, and it's screwing up our universe and our time and our energy. And I'll go over much more on that on one of my podcasts, but you can go check out on my podcast too on everything else I said. So with this whole presidency election, I do also feel some hiccups within the time when, they take, I don't know. I do feel there's going to be some backlash With Trump, there's going to be some backlash. I do feel that there will be planting of riots, pretty much on both sides. So one side versus another side. I don't know. I do see some riots. We're going to see cyber attacks. We're going to see some terrorist attacks. We're going to see a whole cluster of stuff, especially I'm seeing at the end of November, December time. And, then again, when the person, when is inauguration? Like January 5th? I don't even know. January 5th, I think it is. So we're going to see that too. But I really feel, and I even see there's could be some attempts on her life too. So I do see that there could be, definitely some attempts. I'm seeing some people try to take her out too. So there's just going to be all this controversy, and this is going to be the breakdown of the United States. So when we talk about a USA, there could be 2 to 3 more United States in the future. Like, I don't even think it'll be called United States. I think it's going to be different, and it'll be different like different countries, which brings me to the money. Somebody asked me about money. This month we have a Taurus full moon. Taurus has to do with earth, money, monetary, and we're moving into Aquarius times, which is AI and computers, electrical stuff. So I the fall of money for sure, and we're going to be moving more into crypto like they've been trying. My only concern is that I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, God forbid, I hope I'm wrong. Is if they go into a money, a central money system. I was just talking to my friend the other day that's up in Canada, and the truckers or something up there were going to go on strike, and they just shut down their bank accounts. So think about this: if we're in that money system, socialism, how much I speak out, I'm in trouble. So there could be that where that socialism. I'm anti-socialism. That's my opinion for me. So that's my only concern is with that. Yeah, so they own everything. You do know that, can you? I can't say that out loud because they might take me down. They own everything. They are the owners of the whole entire world with the other people van. So they're the ones that are really in lead, not the president. Okay, so they're the ones that a monopoly. The whole world is a monopoly. We're just playing in the matrix. We're playing in the game. That's pretty much what it is. So it's the more you can disengage and get into the energy of manifesting is going to happen like that. So even when all this crazy stuff is going around, that's where I'm telling you, like, don't play into that. Don't put your energy into that. Be in a positive energy. Know you're going to be fine, because we're moving into an energy world. So the materialism, the ego world is leaving next year, 2025. We're in Aquarius times. We're in an energy world. Energy world is frequency. You are aligning to the frequency you want. Boom, it comes in. No more of the days that you have to work your ass off, work everything in that belief system. It's gone. Those belief systems are gone. Yeah, I will take your guys' questions. So if you ask your questions here right now. So I pretty much covered money there too. My only other thing is I don't know how the states breaking apart and being like different countries, or I don't know if they're going to be like, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to need, a passport to go from one state to another state. I do think that moving from California to Idaho, absolutely. Glad the house is the name. Yeah, I mean, I lived in California. All my friends, we moved out immediately. And yeah, you're going to want to be in this state. And I'm just going to tell you, California, I will tell you, and I still have people out there, California is just so sad. I was there a couple months ago. My daughter still lives there. She goes to university there. There's going to be a lot of stuff happening in California, both weather-wise and cancel. Yeah, there's going to be a lot in California. So just get to the state that you align with. We're going to see a lot of fall. We're going to see a lot of riots. We're going to see a lot of arguing. Friendships, family, it's really sad right now because we're going to see a lot of them fall apart. As I'm talking to you, it's getting windy out. Are we having a storm here? I don't know. I'm in Florida. I know that the storm is coming up there. I didn't know if we were getting that. Me too, Mistress Ruby. Thanks. Yeah, so it's just going to be a very interesting time. So that is my predictions of the president election. I see Harris. I know they're not going to allow Trump. There's going to be a lot of backlash. I do feel it's rigged. It's been rigged every single year. So what's the difference? This year, I feel it's even going to be more so. And it's all about the breakdown. And I don't see, and it's funny because I remember, Kenya will remember this. 2 presidents ago, I saw a woman president. Kathy Matilda, what part? I don't know. I remember I remember seeing a woman president, and I do believe it's her, but I believe it's, it's been rigged, so there's nothing we can do, and you're going to see a lot of outlash with this, and so I right now would start getting yourself to the state that you align with. Because we're going to see that, yeah, Kenya, right? I remember you always remember things. So it's just going to be change. And the more you can get out of fear and into power, don't hate on people. Don't, hate on just don't hate. That only is going to feed your own energy, and it's only going to feed you bad juju. And right now we're in karma clearing years. You want to go into good juju. And if you have worked on your karma this year, the other thing I want to leave this with is attachment. This is also the year of letting go of attachments, because it's going to be a biggie moving into 2025. An attachment of the president. Attachment is huge. Oh, yeah, Veronica. I don't think Arizona will turn blue. I don't think it's going to turn blue. Yeah, anybody else have any questions? No, I don't see Arizona turning blue. I knew it was kind of wishy-washy there for a lot. I mean, Florida, we have tons of people that moved from California. It's funny because when I moved here, and those of you that know Florida, I was here 24 years, and then I moved away and came here, and I'm like, we gotta get our California tags off Florida. Florida and California hate each other. And I've been in both. Okay, so I'm not a hater, I'm a lover. So I would get into a non-attachment, because non-attachment is attaching your outcome to something, attaching to something. If you have an attachment, you are going to have a really hard time in 2025. So 2025 is kind of like a clean slate. It's like fast. You're welcome, Veronica. It's going to be totally different. We're going to see a lot of AI. Oh, you're welcome. I'm reading all you guys. Oh, you're welcome for your cord cutting. Okay, yeah, Kansas, Midwest. I will leave with that too. I just would love feedback on this. I would love if I don't know a lot of the Midwest. I lived in Ohio. I grew up in Ohio, so I know that a little bit. But this is going to be interesting with the weather manipulation and rain and storms and all of that. And there will be food shortages. There is definitely going to be a shortage of things. And I'm wondering about this, I'm wanting to know where Bill, I'm not going to talk about his last name, Mr. Billy, so they can leave me up here. He owns, it's all about him too. And when there's weather modification, and he's the biggest private farm land use that is modifying our food. And I'm wondering if all of this catastrophe that's happening everywhere, if it's happening on his property in the Midwest. So I would love feedback on that, because I don't know much about that and where it is, but I just think it's very interesting how we're getting weather craziness and flooding, and we're going to see major flooding too, and flooding does food, right? So we're going to see a lot of that, especially on the West Coast. Midwest, I see some too. I was just told the other day, I think it was Kansas. Somebody's right now watching from Kansas. I heard that they are also having it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of him either. He's evil. Yeah, he's doing he's all about population control. Hello, and that's exactly what he's doing. So yeah, that's another one too. But anyways, this is what I see on the election. I hope this helps. Let me see. I'm seeing about this. Yeah, families torn apart. Bad Juju Billy. Bad Juju Billy. That's what I'm gonna name him. Bad Juju Billy. That's funny. So we'll see. I would love to hear feedback. Women there, I'm having my goddess retreat December 7th and 8th, and rewriting our story for 2025. And this is what I would tell all of you. Get into the energy of what you want, because we are moving into this frequency energy time. It is an exciting time to be here. So exciting. We have outgrown all of these systems. So we get to start and implant a new way of living. And whatever your belief is, whatever energy you feed, you're going to grow. So 2025, if you've been awesome, if you've worked on your crap, if you've worked on your karma, if you've done your healing, if you've done your stuff this year, and if not, you want to do it right now before the first of the year. You want to get deep and give yourself time and make a commitment to yourself to grow your heart and soul, to let go of that stuff. This is why I do the workshops. This is why I do online stuff. You can work with me or whoever. I don't care. Just make a commitment to do that. Because if you do that, 2025 is going to be huge for you. Even though the outer world is going to look really scary and really crazy and all over the place, you will do great. You will move forward in a huge frequency. You'll have more abundance. You're going to feel better. You're going to feel lighter, even though the outside world, and this is where I can't stress enough, especially with the breakdown of the United States. Yeah, I know, Danielle, but it's whatever you get. So the new world is so divided that whatever you see, you're going to get like this. So if you see the world as scary, crazy, angry, you're going to get it back in your life. If you see it like me, I look at the beauty. I'm in gratitude. I woke up today. I got to go outside to the beautiful place. Then that's what you're going to see, and especially multiplying next year. This is why, the president, I've never been political. I have never been. I was raised Republican and I've been independent, but it really doesn't matter. So it doesn't really matter to me because I don't put all the energy into it, so I'm not here to judge. You are welcome. You're welcome there, Danielle. I'm not here to judge any of you. And just as everybody else shouldn't judge another person too for their opinion. If that's what you align with, then go to it now. Don't bitch about it. That's my biggest thing, especially for next year. We are going to definitely see a whole different United States. Don't go into fear, go into power. Don't get into the energy of bitching and complaining, and you're gonna have to go along with it. I remember when my friend had a flip phone and she was just like not going to upgrade to a regular phone. She was like, not going to do it. Nope, not going to do it. I'm like, well, then you're going to get left behind. Like, you can't stop the process of the change of the world. You got to be along with the change of the world. You don't have to be a part of the world, but you have to be coming up with the change of the world. And what happened? Her flip phone, she can't use her flip phone. And she was very angry. And guess who it affected? Just her. It didn't affect anybody else. So you want to look at this in your life too. Even down to the president, even down to the whole election, is it only affects you and your energy. Your energy is contagious and it will go out to your family. If you're angry and not happy and complaining, it's going to radiate and attract all that back into your life. I just did my manifesting workshop and we went all over this today. It's huge. And next year is going to be an amazing year to manifest. So I can't wait to see who's president. Can't wait to see this. It's going to be a very interesting time. I would definitely tell you to listen to your intuition. We are going to see a lot of cyber attacks and hacking and just a lot of energy. And I feel part of this is because of us, because energy is contagious. Everybody right now is stressful. I could feel it this morning. I woke up this morning. I was like, oh my God, I can just feel the energy because everybody's anticipating. Everybody's in energy of mad or sad or happy or just like, oh, right? So we're going to have more of that. And we're also going to have more glitches. We're going into Mercury retrograde at the end of this month. So we have a lot of energy coming up. So make sure to check out my podcast on Magical You. On Spotify, it's You, just big You. I go over more deeper on this. And wishing you guys all a magical day. We'll see. Election, I don't think we're going to know by tonight either. That's going to be a given. And it could even take a couple days, 2 to 3 days, but it's already there. It's already rigged. It's already in. So we'll find out. All right. Have a magical day.